Hello everyone, great elite. My name is Sasha Bob. Okay, in this video, I'll be focusing on discussing United Nations Organization. So before I talk about what happened, what led to the formation of United Nations Organization, let me quickly remind you of a Bible prophecy. The book of Revelation says that there will be an animal with 7 heads and 10 horns. And the last animal, the seventh head animal, we have another animal, red in nature, with a prostitute sitting on it. And the animal will fall and come back again. And when it come back again, it can never be taken over. What does this prophecy actually represent? The 7 heads of animal that was mentioned in the book of Revelation basically show the dynasty and rulership that will rule before the end of this world. Basically, the first animal shows a country that first ruled the world, and that country is Egypt. After Egypt ruled the world, another country, Assyria, ruled the world. The Medo-Persia ruled the world. Babylon ruled the world. The last king to control the world from Babylon is King Nebuchadnezzar. Greece ruled the world. The last king to control the world from Greece is Alexander the Great. Whereby they involve into a high rate of tyranny, which is the misuse of power or laws, and in the long run, the administration there was condemned, by a great scholar called Aristotle, which said the best form of government should not be involving tyranny, which is the misuse of power, that the best form of government should be what we call the aristocracy, which is governed by the few for the interest of all, the government by the nobles or governed by the best citizens. But beside that, the Rome ruled the world as well. When these prophecies were written, John said that in these animals with heads, five has fallen, one is existing, and one is yet to come. And that one that is yet to come, we have another animal that will be initiated, but that will fall and will come back again. Do you understand? So what does that actually shows? The last country to rule the world beside Rome, the last country controlling the world that will be in charge is the United States of America, basically. These actually existed occur because of a war that existed a long time ago. As of 1914 to the year 1918, a war existed. They call it the First World War. And this war occurred because of the killing of a guy called Franz Ferdinand and the pregnant wife called Sophie. And this war now existed from 1914 to 1918. About 4 to 5 million people died, and who the person that killed this Ferdinand and his pregnant wife called Sophie was Gavrilo, a Bosnian. You know what I mean? So after this war in the year 1919, they were from a League of Nations, and they said this League of Nations will focus on promoting international peace and security, the world peace. So when they formed League of Nations 1919, it was able to resolve a lot of issues between many countries like China and Japan, shit, you understand? But something happened. Okay, there is a guy to whom parents was from Austria. He became a citizen, of Germany by jus soli. When you become a citizen by jus soli, is a citizen by birth based on the location you exist. In a simple context, if you are born in a particular location and you became a citizen of that location because you were born there, it is a citizen by birth on jus soli. So this person I'm talking about, whose parents were from Austria but was born in Germany, is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler became a citizen in Germany, eventually became a president in Germany. Adolf Hitler introduced two ideology called the Nazism and totalitarianism. Well, let's focus on the last one there, totalitarianism. Totalitarianism have to do with the extreme use of force, is the highest use of force, coaction, you know what I mean? It have to do with controlling the citizens to every aspect of their life. Okay, it means if you are not going to listen to what I want you to do and you refuse to do it, the repercussion, okay, is that. So that was the ideology of this man called Adolf Hitler long time ago. So he extended this totalitarianism to Poland, and Poland were like, Hitler, you can't come to our country and do this ideology shit with us. It's not going to work. In the long run, Hitler used troops to invade Poland. When Poland was being invaded, a lot of countries was that no, this is not done, this is not right. So countries supported Poland. So in the long run, country also supported Germany. This masterminded another war. But when this were going on, there was an organization that was meant to create international peace and security. It happened to be the first international organization for the history of the world. They call it the League of Nations. The League of Nations was not able to resolve these issues. You know what I mean? It was not able to resolve this issue. The war led to the downfall of League of Nations. It led to the failure of League of Nations. So what happened? This disagreement of Germany invading Poland masterminded another war called the Second World War. The Second World War was from the year 1939 to the year 1945. Well, so this time, I was in London, with my finance called Lisbeth, to whom was taken out from London. They took her to Scotland for her to be protected. They gave her political asylum in Scotland so that she would not be a victim of the people that would be, you know, that would die because of the war. So she was protected. Elizabeth was protected. You understand? But the war existed from 1939 to 1945, Second World War. About 50 to 55 million people died in this war. 50 to 55 million people died in this war. You know what I mean? And it got to some extent that all the countries involved were like, okay, this is enough. Like, everybody are losing, So that some people are losing property, or some people are losing their citizens, losing, plenty things. So they say, okay, instead of us to keep on fighting, let's just come together and resolve these things once and for all. Let's bring back peace to this world. So what happened? Month of June, in the year 1945, a meeting was held in San Francisco involving 50 countries. And that meeting, they were able to discuss how they will initiate the United Nations organization and what will be the major objective of United Nations organization. You understand, called the UNO. So what happened in that meeting? A lot of countries were fighting. Okay, I want to be the leader. I want to be the leader and shit. You know what I mean? But in the long run, they were never able to figure out the specific country that would be the leader of the organization. But what happened? At the month of October 24th, 1945, United Nations organization was fully initiated with a major objective to promote international peace and security or world peace. Okay, so when it was formed, it was having structures. Okay, they have their main structures or main bodies, or they are also minor bodies or minor structures. Now, what are the main bodies of the United Nations organization? The first one is the General Assembly. The General Assembly, sometimes they call it in your JAM, the United Nations General Assembly. It is a body of United Nations organization with full representation. They involve into deliberative matter encompasses more of the members of United Nations organization. In the world whereby we have about 197 countries, the members that are part of United Nations organization are 193 countries. Okay, so these 193 countries are part of the United Nations General Assembly. What are the functions they do here? They perform three main functions. All right, they elect non-permanent members to the Security Council, and the election is done every 2 years. They also appoint Secretary General to the Secretariat. Okay, beside that, they also approve the United Nations annual budget. Number two main organ is the Security Council. The Security Council is the body of UNO with veto power. They have power to accept or reject. It has about 15 members, and in the 15 members, we have non-permanent members which are elected over 2 years in duration, and we have permanent member that does not change. And they focus on the major function of United Nations organization, which is the world peace. And the 5 permanent members there, we call them JAM, they call it in 5Ps. We have the United States of America, we have the Soviet Union or the USSR or Russia, which is number 2. And number 3, we have the UK, the England or the Britain, And the number 4, we have the France, and number 5, we have the China. So these countries are basically the 5 permanent countries in United Nations organization. All right, but beside of these, the Security Council, like I said, focus mainly on the main objective of United Nations organization. So in case they're asking you exam, what country has the ability to accept or reject. You see a country like Nigeria, yeah, Ghana, like China and Germany. Your answer definitely will be what? China. As far as UNO is concerned, because China is part of the 5 permanent countries. All right. So number 3, well, organ of UNO or main structure body of UNO is the Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council is an organ of UNO that assists country to gain independence. One of the countries that have assisted because of your exam, scope of your exam, is Namibia. Any country they assist, or any country that are parts of this Trusteeship Council and they are assisted the country to gain independence, the country definitely is called the Trust Territories as far as your exam is concerned. So, but the question is this body still working? No, it is not in function anymore. Okay. The number 4 organ is ECOSOC. ECOSOC is Economic and Social Council, and they have the responsibility to aid sustainability growth or economic growth and development of the member countries. Okay, the next organ is the ICJ. The ICJ is International Court of Justice. So, International Court of Justice is located in Hague, Netherlands, and they are judicial organ which are responsible in the punishment of offenders and other judicial functions. All right. So your exam, they might even ask how many judges are in this ICJ, International Court of Justice, located in Hague, Netherlands. There are about 15 judges in it, and they spend 9 years in office. All right. So besides this, we also have another body called the Secretariat. The Secretariat is responsible for the day-to-day activities of the United Nations organization. It is headed by the Secretary General, to whom is appointed by the body known as the General Assembly. All right. So, beside these important information of class of given on UNO, which you see in your exam oftentimes, the other important information to know for your exam sake are the minor bodies. One of the minor bodies they ask oftentimes is UNICEF. And beside UNICEF, we have WHO. Those are minor bodies of UNO. We have the last one, which is highly important, is the ECA, Economic Commission for Africa. This one also, they usually ask it always in your exam. It's an agency of United Nations organization. It is not an agency of ECOWAS or OAU. Don't think because you saw Economic Commission for Africa, so you have to do with Africa being being charge of it. No, it's an agency of United Nations organization. So I just want you to understand this important information about United Nations organization. So the next one I will talk about, but that will not be in the video. I'm going to write out, okay, like a note. I will paste it here so that you guys can see. That is important features like who was the first Secretary General, the current Secretary General, like Antonio Guterres and all of that. First was Dragila of Norway. So I will just atomize those things so you focus on those areas in your exam. When you watch the video, read through those things I will be giving on the note. Boom. There's no question on United Nations organization you will not be able to answer. So what is the main things you see in your exam? What body is meant to regulate international peace and security? UNO. But UNO replaced that organization or League of Nations. What war existed before the formation of UNO? Second World War. What war existed before the formation of League of Nations? First World War. Now, the UNO actually is the animal we were talking about. There were animals that were meant to fall and come back again. That animal was the International Peaceful Making Organization that fell down as League of Nations, but the same International Peaceful Making Organization came back again as UNO. UNO can never be taken over. Otherwise, they're not talking about that. So I want you guys to always follow up with this update, and I always wish you well. Thanks. Bye.